I'm Sanchita, and I have with me Daniel Sinha, who went on to top last year's IIFT entrance examination by scoring a 99.99 percentile. So hello Daniel, and thank you so much for joining in.
Hello, Sanchita. Hello.
Yeah, so to begin with, so every year when a candidate thinks of going for MBA, there is a pool of examinations from which the candidate can choose from. So if you could tell us what were the factors that you had in mind while going ahead with IIFT's application?
To answer that, I think it goes without saying that IFT today stands as one of the most reputed and prestigious B schools of the country. In terms of the excellent career opportunities that it presents, and in terms of the growth of the career that one sees being a part of such an institution. Apart from that, I think something that sets IFT apart is the focus on international business and trade that it offers as a part of its curriculum. See, we need to understand that we are living in a truly global world. The world is becoming a smaller place, and you need to think beyond your country, beyond your national boundaries in order to excel in the field of management. So I think that is something that is extremely important, and that is where IFT, being a student of IFT, you get an advantage over certain other B schools of the country, because we have that as a very natural part of what we study here. So I think that is something that was playing in our mind. Apart from that, of course, a 57-year-old rich legacy, a strong alumni network, and strong industrial exposure and strong relation with the corporates. I think there are certain things that any B school aspirant seeks, and these are things that IFT offers to you. So these are the things that are playing in my mind while opting for IFT.
Right. So talking about the entrance exam, what according to you makes the IIFT entrance exam different from the other exams that we have?
So the basic preparation strategy or the approach, essentially the things that one needs to study, or the syllabus that one needs to study, essentially remains the same for any examination, be it the IFT or be it the CAT or any similar management entrance examination. There are certain differences in IFT, like the certain things like the GK section that is included, or sometimes the focus on vocabulary in the VARC section is something that is unique to IFT. Also, I think time management is extremely important in the IFT examination. The DI questions, I think they are certain more calculation intensive, unlike the CAT. In logical reasoning, also there are certain parts that you would not typically find in a CAT paper, for that matter. So that way, I think IFT examination was slightly different. Otherwise, it was more or less the same as you would see any other entrance examination, for that matter.
Right. So that brings us to the most important question, which I'm sure all the viewers would be looking an answer for. And that is, what was your preparation strategy for this examination?
As I said, the basic study material or the methodology remains the same. I had been a student of time also, and I had referred to the material, standard preparation material that I was referring for CAT. Apart from that, I also took certain help from online materials like iQuant or Elite Grid that provided me good practice and the idea of examinations. Right, and typically for the sections that are unique to IFT, like for GK, you can refer to certain parts from yearbooks, Manorama yearbooks, or certain standard GK materials like the Lucian's General Knowledge, for that matter, for getting a hold of the static GK part. For current affairs, you can of course refer to certain banking websites or UPSC preparation websites that have a good concise summary of all the important events that you can prepare going forward for the examination. For vocabulary, I think if you have time, you can refer to materials like you can refer to books like Word Power Made Easy. It is a great resource for building vocabulary and getting acquainted with the important words and terminologies. Apart from that, I think what is the most important thing is that one must appear for many mock examinations before the actual examination to get yourself well acquainted with the format of the paper, so that you don't feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar on the examination day.
Right. So talking about the format of the examination, last year it was the first time that IIT's entrance examination was held in an online mode. So how was your test taking experience?
So there were certain differences this year. Of course, the online format was obviously somewhat more good and comfortable as far as an aspirant's perspective is concerned, since you don't have that hassle of filling up the OMR sheet. It also makes you prone to committing mistakes in the pressure of time. It saves a lot of time. So the process overall this time was seamless. The number of sections also changed. The number of sections was 7 last year. This time it was 4 only. So the headache of or the hassle of sectional cutoffs was also somewhat reduced. Apart from that, I think it was more user friendly or aspirant friendly. Anyways, most of the examinations these days are moving to the online format, and all in all, I think the NTA did a great job in organizing the examination this year, and moving to the online format is a welcome step according to me.
Right. So as you mentioned, sectional scores or sectional cutoff is something that's very important in IIFT's entrance exam. So if you could tell us, what was your strategy for the D-Day? Did you like allocate equal time for all the sections, or did you choose to play to your strength? How did you go about it?
I think it depends on the candidate to candidate also. But one thing that remains constant is that you need to have a positive frame of mind and you need to be relaxed on the D-Day first of all. Also, there should not be this tendency of sticking around to questions. I think moving on in the examination to the questions which you're not comfortable with is extremely important. IIFT is all about picking the right questions and attempting them confidently. I think, and not wasting time on the ones that you're not comfortable with. Knowing your questions, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, as I mentioned, is extremely important. IFT, unlike certain other examinations, gives you the flexibility of switching between the sections. So you can use that and you can leverage that to invest your time in some of the more time-taking sections like reading comprehension or quantitative ability. You can save time in sections like VA, or you can save time in sections like GA and attempt them quickly to utilize the remaining time in other time-taking sections. That is something that is most important since you have a limited time available. You don't need to attempt all the questions. Something that is really important to be kept in mind. Like I got one of the top ranks in the country and I attempted hardly around 80 questions out of 100. So I think that is something that the aspirants must keep in mind. Identifying the right set of questions is important, and then going for them and not sticking around is important. Wasting time on the things that you're not comfortable with.
Okay, so thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing the details of your strategy. Before we end this, any special tips for the aspirants who would be taking this exam in January?
Yeah, sure. So I think consistency and confidence are definitely the keys to my success, I'd say. It is very important to be consistent with your preparation. Like I'll give you my example that I was also doing a job simultaneously when I was preparing for the examination. So there were certain occasions when there were issues with time management, but you need to be focused towards what you are doing. There might be days when you might miss your daily study schedule, but keep a say weekly or a monthly monitoring of your preparation, so that you're in line with what you're supposed to do. Stay confident, stay focused, stay motivated. Don't let this preparation take a toll on your personal and social life. Stay happy, stay relaxed, cool and confident, stay cheerful, and I think success would surely follow.
Right. So as you've heard it, consistency and confidence is the key here. Thank you so much, Daniel, for sparing some time for this interview. I'm sure the aspirants would benefit a lot from this. And to everyone
Thank you.
out there, we wish you all the best and we really hope that you do very well in the examination. Thank you so much.
Thank you.